Very prepared.
We'll try it again.
Let's try it again. Take two, baby. Let's do this. Welcome to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm Larry Monkey. And you can find me on X at FF Larry Monkey. And then what we got here, Mr. Lavender T-shirt once again. But here he goes, Mississippi, Alabama bound at Run DFF, Justin Rogers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this a quick show, man. Golly, I gotta get some sleep tonight. It was birthday party or birthday celebration yesterday for my son. And
Yes.
So didn't get the kids to bed till like 10:15 last night. It was like super late for the kids. And then tomorrow morning I gotta get up at the crack of dawn and drive over to someone's multi-million-dollar vacation
Plantation.
home. Yeah, on the lake over there. Do what?
Is it like a plantation?
No. It's like a lakefront house or whatever in a real
Alabama, huh? Whereabouts? What about? I don't know
Smith
nothing.
Lake.
I know Talladega. That's about it, right?
Smith Lake, Alabama.
Smith Lake, Alabama.
Is that where you're at, Justin? Alabama?
I'm in Mississippi. So
okay.
Yeah, I gotta drive over there tomorrow. So that's
Who's
a strange
that?
voice we had.
Who was
I
that?
don't
What
think
the
anybody's heard that voice before.
heck was that?
It's a stranger in the night.
I don't
What's
know.
up, gentlemen?
Oh boy, here we go. All the way from the Cobb County Penitentiary, down in Georgia. Georgia boy with the peaches, with the Run DFF. Oh no, you don't know that yet. But we got the what do we call him? He's like the boots on the ground for Fantasy Cares Eliminators. At FF_HEP. Allan H, right? That's right. Allan H.
Yeah.
We never did establish the last name there. I don't know if we're doctoring or anything here.
Hey, maybe it's just H. You know, he's just got an
It's-
H, man.
It's
Welcome.
Hepworth.
Welcome to
Hepworth.
the show, my man. Welcome. I mean, geez, you almost have no time on your hands with dealing with all these assholes that can't figure out how to get their eliminator off. Thank you for making the time to come hang with us tonight, man.
You guys, thanks so much for having me. And no, people are people, but it's such a privilege to help out with these eliminators. And man, I've met so many quality people over the years. It's really cool.
Yeah, we were just talking before you came on about how you've been doing this for a few years, sitting in on drafts and making sure everything goes straight and smooth or whatever, fixing little problems, fixing big problems. It's
Yeah, how'd you even get your hat in the ring there? How'd that even start up?
Back in, remember when MFL 10s were running hot and heavy on
Yep.
my fantasy league? Yeah. So I used to do a lot of MFL 10s. And when I got introduced to Scott Fishbowl, I think it was 480, if I remember right. I kind of got that seed planted about charity and fantasy football. So I would do about 6-7 MFL 10s for charity back in like 2015, 2016. So we would just get 12 of us, and it was a great crew back in the day. And we'd, chip in $10, and we'd just give the winner would donate the pot to their charity of choice. And then about that same time, John Bosch started running fantasy insanity leagues, and the vision was similar. It was different league format, but basically get a bunch of people drafting, and the pot went to a charity of choice. And then just over time, I got into Scott Fishbowl and got to know John, got into a couple leagues with John, and it just evolved from there. And here he asked me to help out with eliminators, I think 4 years ago. And I can grind, and I grinded. I ground.
You are still standing. You are not. You have
I
not
am
been eliminated yet.
standing.
You have not
I
been
am not
eliminated.
eliminated yet. No.
So how many eliminators? What's your? Let me hear like the most you've gotten into. Like how do you even get it? What is?
Yeah, do you play these at all? First of all,
I
do you
do.
play them?
Yeah, back when John, I was looking through my old league history. I think the first year, I don't know how many insanity leagues he ran back in the day, back in 2017. I was in like 6 of them. And then the next year, maybe 10, 12, and then 15. And then probably my max was probably 15 or so.
15 eliminators.
Yeah, 15. But that pales in comparison. Some of these, I mean, I've built, we're right now, I think we've got 185 that are drafting. And I have entered so many of the same names in these.
Really?
Oh, yeah. It's incredible. Like, what's that?
A bunch of crackheads that have just joined.
Well,
Kind of, but I think it's a combination of crackheads, but also people that just like to throw $10 into fantasy cares. I think that's like the take home for me is these people care.
Well, if you're getting into 10, 15 eliminators, you are on the clock.
A lot.
Like you're in the bathroom a lot if you're married.
Oh, yeah.
Larry, didn't you have a season where you did like a dozen?
I did. Yeah,
that was
no. I mean, this is a classic episode. We had Matty Ice on for this one. If you want to go back in the history, I went on. I didn't know the eliminators were all going off at the same time. Like I registered for them, and then this was the first year where like you filled it and you went. Like I don't think it was like that in the early days. Like you filled it and you like waited like a few days and then they like went off. Now when they fill, the draft kicks in right away. And I didn't. That was the year that I went to the Bahamas or something. I was in Aruba or the Bahamas. I don't even know. Like on the plane when the eliminators were going off. So I had to go into, and I couldn't tell my wife. We were in 3 of them. The hot sauce
we had 3 ourselves.
The hot sauce that's how far back it goes. Hot sauce pod was hosting 3 of them. And so I was in those 3, and then I got into just a shit ton more. And I was in about 11 or 12 and just on vacation. And I was like, oh my God. The bathroom pre-drafting like 50 picks in advance. Cause just cause there's no way I could have, brought my wife into that on vacation. Like, she hates fantasy football. So for me, like drafting the entire time that's how I know that you're on the clock all day when you have 11 or 12, 15 going on.
Yeah. Yeah, you're glutton for punishment if you're trying to appease somebody and give them attention because it takes a lot of commitment.
All right. Well, okay, we do this a lot. FF_HEP. What's your fantasy?
Man, we haven't had a chance for that little jingle in a while.
Yeah, if I just pulled it out of nowhere, it must be the red wine I'm drinking right now.
Nice.
That's what's making you so romantic.
Man,
romantic.
I hear about Alabama and where are you in Georgia right now? Yep.
Yeah, live outside of Atlanta, east of Atlanta, about an hour.
Where at?
Oh,
Buford?
Yeah. All my family's from like Winder, Bethlehem.
Oh, really? Nice. Yep. I lived in Auburn for a little while.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Is Hep like a podunk Hep? Is he a podunk Georgia guy or what's where we?
No, actually, I'm from the West originally. I moved out here a decade ago with work. I'm from Wyoming originally.
What part of Wyoming?
Star Valley.
Where is that?
South of Jackson.
Okay, yeah.
You guys follow the same path.
Yeah.
I know. I want to bring my kids over to Mississippi and go fishing with you, Justin. Now that I know you're from Mississippi.
You did some time in Wyoming too.
Yeah, I lived in Yellowstone for a little bit.
Oh, no way. What did you do? Did you work there?
I did. I worked there. So
he was a liger herder, right?
Yes, Larry. And what we did was we brought them out just for you.
He's a liger survivor, Hep.
The liger survivor, damn it.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I read somewhere. I was a tour guide and a bartender out there.
Oh, nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's close to home.
Yeah.
If you want a funny story, you know Ligertown's real, right?
Justin used to tour. He was the tour guide for a like a lions and tigers compound. He would take them through in
Lava Hot Springs.
No, Larry's shit. He thinks he's being funny, and he's like,
he's only armed with a chainsaw. No, Justin.
That story is real though. Like I lived in Pocatello, and it's funny. My dad was a health inspector with the county, and it was Ligertown. They called it Ligertown, and it's in Napoleon Dynamite. It's super funny, but
right. They
had ligers in this. It was just it was terrible the living conditions for these animals. But they actually had an escape. This was like 1995, 1993, something like that. I think it was 95. And my dad was the health inspector for the county, and they actually, they had this escape. All these animals escaped, and it was this big deal. And I don't think anybody got hurt, but my dad was he was there when they burned this old shanty. It was just pallets and, just a shit show, but he was there when they burned it down. Yeah, it was awesome. That's why, Ligertown's funny.
Well, to give some background, your Twitter handle, or not your Twitter handle, but like your bio, what we call it, your bio, you mentioned that you're a Ligertown survivor. So right away, I don't.
His interest has peaked immediately.
I don't do that much research on guests, but I do research, and I looked up Ligertown survivor, and I got a whole world of information. It was very interesting. So I'm like, wow, I wonder if this dude was really, on the run when all these tigers and lions and ligers were on the loose. So, right?
Yeah, it's one of those, you throw it in there in hopes that maybe, somebody else has a story that relates and you can strike some conversation.
Yeah.
Has that worked before? I mean, outside
this is the first time
you met somebody that's like Ligertown.
No.
So we're still looking for that person. Got it.
We are still looking for that person. I don't hold out a lot of hope.
Who's your NFL team? Who do you root for?
The Bears.
Oh man, no team has had as many changes as the Bears. How do you like their fantasy football potential? With all there are enough mouths to feed with this rookie quarterback you guys got now.
It's so tough. Like my oldest son, he's soon to be 17, and he's got his Justin Fields jersey, and he's got an awesome poster on his wall. So I've kind of lived that roller coaster with him. We're sad to see Justin go. He's sad to see Justin go. It is what it is. I think it was a good decision. I'm excited. I mean, I think our offensive line was probably not given enough credit for the job they did with Justin Fields as a quarterback. So hopefully, I don't know, that obviously the jury's out, but I mean, our offense should move the ball. We will see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're going to see a different kind of offense for sure. I mean, there's no doubting that.
Talking about the eliminators, I was actually looking at DeAndre Swift for our next pick, Justin, but he was selected already. And just because, they're paying him a lot of money to be the dude out there, right?
Yeah.
So why not? Why is DeAndre Swift not a buy? I mean,
what do you guys think of that?
No one's really talking about him either. I mean, I feel like you can get him at a good discount right now.
Oh, he's definitely cheap. I heard some trades. Actually, I was listening to Trade Addicts, I think it was. Rocky and Andrew on there, and they were talking about a trade. It was like a second, like 202 and something. I can't remember. I was only half listening because that's how I listen to podcasts sometimes when working and I've got it going on. But it was definitely a cheap trade, and I was like, man, he is getting cheap out there. But I mean, I don't think that Khalil Herbert and Roshan Johnson are standing in the way of work for him.
Well, Roshan Johnson's not. I mean, you're right. Roshan Johnson was kind of like a nice pick last year, but he's not a nice pick this year.
Oh, he's lost all head of steam in fantasy for sure.
Yeah,
because everybody expected him to at least carve out a role and then maybe be handed the keys this year. And instead, they went and got Swift.
Yeah.
So
it's a weird.
It is. I agree. They don't have. I don't know. It's going to be interesting, but I don't know if they're going to need their running backs that much, considering all the weapons they have on offense.
Yeah.
Last game, my goodness, they loaded up. That's for sure.
All right.
They did. Yeah, I'm excited.
Is this the most excited you've been about a Bears team in a while?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, when do you ever have the first overall pick in the draft, and then you pair them up with a sick receiver when everyone you see that's the thing, man. They just put the foot to the gas on the wide receiver position.
Yeah,
they did.
And they had an opportunity to draft Caleb Williams, like an old teammate of his. I think it was one of those big offensive linemen, played high school with him. And when they asked him like who they wanted to draft, he was like, take this dude. But man, the Rome Odunze, and you got to have those guys because everybody gets injured, man. And these guys are long in the tooth. I mean, Keenan Allen, who knows what you're going to get out of him? And
yeah,
they even got some depth at tight end. Gerald Everett's there too, right?
Yeah.
They added Everett to go with Komet. Yeah,
they just piled on offense, and that's what I've wanted from a Jets fan. I mean, I've been rooting for offensive drafts forever, but
you kind of see their plan, like going back 2-3 years, they invested in defense. I mean, their draft and their free agent signings. I mean, they let Roquan Smith go to the Ravens, and they let some players go, but they definitely focused on the defensive side of the ball until this draft, really, under this free agency period. And they're like, all right, we feel good about our defense. Let's go offense.
Yeah, they took some heat for that last year because they had all that cap space, and they spent a lot of it on defense when they had Fields. And there were a lot of people wondering what they were doing. And I mean, clearly they had a plan. I think they really did. That move with Carolina last year really paid off.
That was incredible.
I have a great question. How many people have gotten booted from the FC Eliminators this year so far?
I've removed some franchises from the Twitter DMs or the X DMs, but nobody's got booted.
Oh, they just get booted from the chat?
They get booted if there's like conflict or they're not getting along with the host. Because we have to.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We just recall. We don't have to name the person, but we just recall, like, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. There was a certain somebody that got pulled from a dozen of them or something, 10 of them.
Yeah. I had an issue with somebody last year.
Yeah, that may have been, I don't know.
It might have been last year.
Maybe a year or two ago with her. Not, it was
that's as much as we'll say.
It's hard, it's because it's all for fun, and
that's the problem.
It's just incredible. There's over 1,000. We kind of track unique signups. A lot of these leagues are played by the same people. Like there's drafters that enter 30, 40 of these eliminators.
Right.
But there's a lot of new users every year, unique signups. It's the first time they played, and they're doing it with there's not a prize, pride is the prize, and they're donating whatever to Fantasy Cares. So it's fun. It's, it's a good time. So you have to, like, when you're making those kind of decisions, if there's that kind of conflict, you have to weigh that, it's it's not, we're not saving the world here. We're just playing this fate game based on, a sport we all love. And, it's fun.
This particular format is like literally, hey, guys, we're just having fun. Like,
yeah.
You're not winning. I think the first place is $50, and most people give that $50 away if they win it or whatever. Like, you are not playing these to try and get a positive ROI. Like, just have fun.
We're sending a T-shirt to the winner of our eliminator, and I still owe Stevie Treble a T-shirt because he said I don't want one because I live in wherever the hell he lives in Europe, and I just should have sent him one anyway.
Yeah,
coming your way, buddy. It's coming your way.
We're making this happen, dadgummit.
Making this happen, dadgummit. You say dadgummit, Hep?
Do I?
He's wondering if you say dadgummit because you're down here in Georgia.
I'm trying to feel like you picked up any of the lingo. Nothing. You don't know. You haven't picked up the dialect at all.
You spent too much time in Wyoming. There's not enough.
I fight it. Yeah, I don't say y'all just because. Yeah, I don't know. Got to stay with my roots.
Well, that's not.
He's a late transplant. It doesn't even count.
A late transplant.
Hey, so let's bring this back. You asked the question, Larry, but you weren't seductive enough, and we got sidetracked.
Ooh, that's right.
Oh.
I was not seductive enough.
You weren't because it didn't really draw him in.
I should have
stuck on it. We just kind of left that. We left the room. We need to bring him back into the room.
I know. I should have. You know what? Guess what? If Zach Wilson was hanging up here, he would have been.
Oh yeah.
Tractor beam eyes would have got him.
Can we swear? Can we swear on here?
Oh fuck yeah, you can.
Okay, fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. Yes, the Bears fan coming out.
That's right.
Oh, Allan, what is your...
Oh yeah, well, we own you, right? That's what he said. That was his words. We own you.
Yeah, I know. But still,
that's the you like that version. That's a Kirk Cousins.
Justin's got a question he's trying to ask, but
I know. I really want to know what your fantasy is. So we like to ask that question. Larry tries to seduce people. He wasn't very successmal this time. What kind of game do you prefer? Do you like Dynasty? Are you a redraft, DFS?
Oh man,
best ball guy. What do you prefer?
Probably, honestly, I just don't have a favorite. Like I play a lot of daily during the season.
Sure.
I've got some probably Dynasty and probably FCE, the Eliminators, and the reasons are the people that I play with, the camaraderie and the friendships I've made. I mean, I like to compete. I like to try to build a good roster, but I'm not very good at it. I think I've been in 3 or 4 Dynasty leagues for 8-9 years, and I've won 2 championships in 2 different leagues. So I'm not that great at it. But, I mean, I want to win, but I also enjoy the people that I play with. So if that's a best ball that we run every year with the same 12, 14 people, that's awesome. If it's a Dynasty with the same 12 people, that's awesome. I probably don't have a preference. I'm not a big redrafter. But I play a lot of best ball.
Yep.
I don't think I'm in any redraft leagues. I don't, just because bandwidth and doesn't appeal to me that much.
Yeah, that's the thing about, and we ask people when we ask them how many leagues they're in, we say how many lineup setting leagues you're in, because best ball doesn't count. You draft it and then you could just ignore it. So you don't need nearly as much bandwidth for something like that as you do redraft leagues and dynasty leagues.
I think one big thing for me is I think I'm only in one dynasty. At this point, I probably only play in one league that I can think of. It's on Flea Flicker that there's no component of that league, money-wise, monetary, that goes to charity. That's the only. I play in one league that there's not like a percent of the league dues that go to charity. Everything else is, and that's a fun league that I play in that I'm not going to give up. But other than that, all my leagues, every league I'm in, there's a cut that goes to charity, and most of the best ball that I enter is all just like pretty much 100% charity.
Yeah,
goes to a different charity.
You know what? Speaking of charity and leagues, Larry, we still have one spot available in the listener league for that dispersal. We need one person to pop off this at least 5-team dispersal. We're gonna
hold on. As you were saying that, and I'm obviously famous for interrupting.
No
I apologize once again. I was just texting someone in our league who I thought might be able to help us get a person in the league. I asked one of our ladies if we can get another lady in the league.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know how that goes.
Yeah.
Because
well, we still watch it. First come, first serve. That's how it goes.
It was about ready to hop.
We have two Brits in the league.
Huh?
We have 2 Brits in the
We
league.
do. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. We have Brit
Flynn's
and
in the league, and that's what I was
Angry
messaging
Her.
by the way. And her is in the league as well.
Angry Her.
And her angry sports couple, our great friends, who we'd love to have back on sooner rather than later. But yeah, man, we have one spot left, and it's going to go soon. And guess what? Guess whose fault it is if you don't get in our listener league? Yours, because I mean, the chat in itself is a lot of fun to be in, and the league is just there's a lot going on.
It's 42 teams, 3.
It's not scary. It's a lot, not a lot going on that it's scary. It's a lot going on, and it's cool that is.
You can draft Larry Monkey's 101 first next year, or in 2026 this year, if you like.
Yeah, we got some weird stuff going on,
It'll
but
be available.
it's I mean, we get into the explanation. If you want to really hear about the league, then just message us, and we'll get into specifics, right?
Right.
We're going to run through all that bullshit again, right? Right, Hep?
You say dispersal, is it a dynasty?
Yes, it's a dynasty league.
Yeah. You're invited if you're interested. It's a dynasty league. It's a 3-copy league. So there's 3 12-team leagues.
No, 3. How many team leagues, Larry?
Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
This 3, is why I do the league.
3 14-team leagues.
Yes.
I apologize. Yeah, 3 14-team leagues. I'm just so used to the standard.
Yeah.
So yeah, our league is above standard because we are.
I don't know if it's above standard. It's just a different standard.
Man. Come on, our listener league is the shit. It's a 3-copy league, 14-team, heavy tight end premium, all the bells and whistles that you want, and we have a super cool rookie draft twist that if you'd like to know more about, hit us up.
Right? Yep. You know where to find us.
And I did not get the memo. I just want to make mention, Justin with his lavender T-shirt. I can smell it from here, But nah, Hep has got the what's that? These guys got some purpleness going on over there. Oh, it's an SFB, baby. Look at this. What's that?
This is the playoff sweatshirt from this last playoff, NFL playoffs.
Wow, that's a sweet sweatshirt. I've never seen an SFB sweatshirt before.
Oh, there's a few out there.
Apparently,
you know what? I was going to wear my fucking Eliminator T-shirt. Dang it.
Do you have it? I don't have mine yet.
I have an Eliminator T-shirt. And I just pulled it out of the wash today. I just pulled it out of the dryer, and I was folding clothes, and I was like, save this for later.
I can only see the top. Is that the Larry, the monkey foot?
Oh, yeah. This is
Nice.
And this, guess what? The store is under construction. I'm apologize to everyone that, not that anyone buys the gear, but we do have some special stuff on the store. But that I'm reinventing, who was that? There was that Twitter account that had all the good stuff. We were part of that one that folded. So I got rid of that off the link tree. But yeah, we'll be getting the store back up and getting that gear running. But I can do some custom stuff right now. I can just do some ad hoc stuff. I have my own. I have the account. So if anyone wants a special order, just hit me up and I will fix you up.
That's the scary part. Larry in charge of special orders. Holy shit!
Tell you what, we've gotten. Listen, we have the Dynasty Hot Sauce leggings.
You have to use your computer for that, right, Larry?
Listen.
I'm shocked he hadn't called me yet, guys.
The store was
like, how do you do this one?
The store is wonderful. I don't know. I mean, maybe I did screw something up and it didn't. That's why it doesn't exist anymore. But I don't know, man. It's just weird stuff. But the winner of the Hot Sauce Eliminator will get a T-shirt.
Nice.
Now listen, we talked about it before, DeAndre Swift. Let's just fucking get into it, man. Right? The DeAndre Swift value check.
Yeah. Okay. We haven't done a value check in a few weeks.
You know it. What is DeAndre Swift worth?
We haven't done a value check since at least before the NFL draft. So let's do it.
Right. We've been consumed with the draft and the rookies. Maybe we'll mix it up with them in a little bit. But yeah, man, DeAndre Swift, he's a hot topic on the dark web. You know, from what Justin tells me, because he's on the dark web.
Doing it on the dark.
Fucking pervert down in Mississippi. Look at him with his lavender shirt. And I mean, I wish that you had a blanket on or something. I mean, put a blanket. Where's the blanket? You always have a blanket.
Oh, you just wait for the blanket to move or something? We're on a
Yeah.
No, well, because when the dog attacks your nuts later, I don't want to see it. I just want to see the blanket like move around.
That's not till the after.
He needs a crochet blanket with big
an Afghan.
yellow flowers that grandma made for him.
Larry, you know what it's called? I'm so proud of you. You're like 1% Southern right now. It's so sweet.
Dude, I know a little bit about everything.
Just a little bit.
Say something, and I have a story about it. I feel like.
So funny enough, I actually have an Afghan that I crocheted.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my grandmother taught me how to crochet. I crocheted one thing and was like, "All right, I hate."
How
this.
big is it? Like a 12 by 12, or
It's
can you jump up a building with it and then land safely?
It fit the twin size bed that I was in at the time pretty well. So
What? An entire twin size bed? That's an enormous Afghan.
that's what an enormous Afghan is one that fits over a king size bed. That's what my grandmother would do in like a matter of a few hours watching QVC. She'd. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, she was.
So you sat there with your needles and pins, and you just whipped one up. What colors did you use?
Maroon and gray. I don't know. I just chose colors.
Maroon and gray.
I don't know. I have no tie to those colors at all. I have no idea why it happened.
Right.
But anyways,
yeah.
Let's talk about some
DeAndre Swift trades.
DeAndre Swift.
Now you tell me what side you got here. And there's almost there's two identical trades.
All over the place.
Well, no, there's two almost identical trades.
Okay.
2025 second, 2025 third, or DeAndre Swift.
I mean, come on.
You're taking the picks?
No, I'm taking Swift.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing there, Allan?
I'm probably taking the picks.
Wow.
You like that random second and third? It's got, you know what? I have to do it. Under new management, the name of this team is. It's a safe leagues.
You're going to see you're going to investigate the seconds? Larry.
Oh, 102.
They earned
the Marlon Harrison Jr.
What?
Did they earn the 102?
So now it's 2025. So he's obviously a shit team if he naturally earned the 102. So I doubt he'll turn it around in one season, maybe. But yeah, he got a 2025 round two from the guy who had the 102 this year. So the 2025 2 and 3 or DeAndre Swift. Here's the next one. The 205, 305 or Swift. Clearly, you still want Swift, but Hep, ball's in your court now. 205 and 305 or Swift.
Probably the picks. I don't know. Swift's gonna. I don't know if he does. He maybe has a good year with the Bears, but
we're talking about the 17th overall pick, so it's not terrible.
Yeah, you're out there getting a Trey Benson or something at best, right?
Right. It's like, do you want that or do you want DeAndre Swift on your Bears?
I guess I'll follow your advice, but I'm going to try to flip whatever I get for. Yeah, Swift. I don't know.
See, I'll be honest. My thought is if I have a second and a third, I'm trying to get some running back that's going to get an RB2. And right now I have that RB2. The only thing I could think is like if I'm just flush with players, give me the flexibility of the pick. I get that because then I can use that later on in the season to go get points in when there's a lot less risk involved. Like if I've got plenty of starters to start the season, I'm not worried about having those points early season. Then I could take the picks.
There's some crazy stuff here. I mean,
Allen's going to get sucked into rookie fever.
Oh, so I mean, there's a lot of DeAndre Swift as a sweetener type of throw-in guy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a weird one. Tank Dell or Ramondre Stevenson, DeAndre Swift or Josh Palmer.
So it's Ramondre Swift and Palmer or Tank Dell.
Yes.
Okay. How many starters does it say?
10. 12 teams, start 10.
Palmer means nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Right.
Start 10.
I agree. Or he means something for the first maybe 3 games. And then it's just going to fade back into Josh Palmerness.
Palmer's maybe a third, fourth round pick, rookie.
Yeah, right. Maybe worth a third.
I'm probably not even drafting Josh Palmer. I'm still taking the magic box.
Right.
Anyway, Stevenson, Swift, or Dell. How about that? I'm taking Tank Dell, I think.
Same.
Even though Diggs is there, Stroud he likes to pepper Tank Dell, and that's going to be an issue, I think.
I'm taking Tank Dell, but it's only because I want to move Tank Dell for something better. I don't want to roll into the season with Tank Dell, but I think his value is higher than that. And it's May. It's May. It's not September. I'm not filling lineup spots. I mean, if this was like a start 13 or something like that, I could see all those players, but I mean, Josh Palmer is a roster clogger at this point.
All right, who you got? Swift and Diggs, since we just talked about him. Swift and Diggs or 25 first and second. Let me just Jack Daniel is trading his 25 first and second to Mr. Poopy Butthole. Swift and Diggs.
What kind of league are they?
The Dynasty Championship Football League. Looks like Mr. Poopy Butthole is let's see where he lands in the
That's tough. Draft. I'm going to assume anyone trading a 25 first and second for Diggs and Swift is trying to compete. Yeah, so I get that side. It's all, to me, it's just dependent upon context. Like if I'm competing, I take the Diggs and Swift side.
25 first, yeah.
And fringe or not competing, give me the picks. Because trading a 25 first at this point, you're not getting much more than Stephon Diggs, honestly.
And it looks like Mr. Poopy Butthole took over an Orphan, and that's the new team name because they don't exist in the current when the trade took place.
If you go, okay, gotcha, right,
or whatever. So it's like whatever. Yeah. Anyway, all just wanted to say that.
Let's just assume random mid to late first.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, where does the line? Where's the line get drawn for DeAndre Swift in a rookie pick type of situation? 2.5. Your Hep is going 2.5, but Justin, you're going Swift.
I think probably so. I don't know. I was just going to pull up just a random rookie draft I was in just to see what that line is.
Where that lands.
Yep. Let me just view.
I'll go to the. I mean, what with the 2.5? Well, I can't. I mean,
Blake Corum went to 207 in one of my leagues, and it was like Xavier Legette, Ben Sinnott.
The 2.5 is kind of a shit pick, only because that it's a roll of dice pick.
Trey Benson was the 205. I was thinking 17th pick. Corum was 207. Yeah, it's still like. I mean, I guess I could see taking Trey Benson and expecting the James Conner injury to happen.
Yes.
Are you not a Corum fan?
No, I like Corum a lot. I just don't know that I'm gonna he's my RB2. So in this, I have a lot of Corum already.
So if he had a clearer path,
right? Yeah, that's the problem. Is that he's clearly going to a situation where they have a guy. And I have been saying all offseason and trying to preach to Larry, don't hold on to Kyron Williams because you never know what the team's going to do in the draft or whatever. And then sure enough, that's what happened, Larry. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I don't think Larry has apologized for leading people astray with that yet.
What was that?
Kyron Williams.
Oh,
it's fine. They love him. They're not going to draft anybody. Yada yada yada.
I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, geez, Kyron Williams. You think they're just going to hand the ball over to Blake Corum when Kyron Williams was a beast last year? All of a sudden, Kyron Williams was the man last year, and all of a sudden, let's stop giving him the ball. I don't think.
What if they turn him into Kenny Walker III?
What? Get the fuck out of here!
I'm just saying that's exactly what could happen. They could turn him into Kenny Walker.
That's never going to happen. Kyron Williams was the shit for the Rams last year. Why are they going to be like, oh, let's stop that? That was too good. Let's not give him the ball as much
because he got.
That doesn't make any sense. Blake Corum will have a.
I just said it. This will be the third time I say it because he got banged up. And in the NFL, nobody wants to feed their running backs.
All right. Well, guess what? Depth is depth, and that's why I'm okay with drafting Braylon Allen wherever you want to draft him, because I mean, what the heck? I mean, running back position gets a lot of injuries, and guess who's number 2 in the Jets backfield? That's Braylon.
We don't know. It could be Braylon. It could be Izzy.
It ain't gonna be Izzy. It ain't gonna be Izzy.
Braylon
drafted 2 running backs in the draft this year.
Where was Braylon Allen taken? Like the 28th pick of the 4th round or something like that?
He's a 4th round, yes, right around that. He was like the 32nd, 34th pick, I believe, or something.
It was something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a depth piece for sure.
Yeah. So
day 3 running back, and not even like very, very top of the day 3, but like.
So Hep, we're in a 16-teamer. It's pretty famous. I don't know if you've heard about it. The Dynasty Trades HQ1 League. It's a team, super flex, minimal tight end premium, start 11, and the rookie draft we're in the midst of it right now. We're 40 picks in, 39 picks in.
Yeah,
we have to talk about it.
Let's talk about it
because it's a serious draft. And Justin, how are you feeling about this draft right now? I will not talk anymore. Go ahead.
Well, let me tell you what I don't know what's going on in this draft, honestly.
You just made a pick like a few picks ago.
I did, and the only reason that I don't know what's going on is because I didn't have a pick until like the 2. I don't know what was it.
You made a nice trade into the draft.
207. Now I did, so that's what I was going to say. So I didn't have a pick till the 23rd pick of the draft because it's 16 teams, and I got Ricky Pearsall there, so I felt pretty good. And then I traded Manolo, for everyone listening, you know the name Manolo. Manolo was in the chat and he's like, yeah, looking to trade back a few spots. Well, I didn't have a few spots. He had the 216, and I think I had let's see, I'll tell you what it ended up being. Let's see here. Trade. I traded the 316, the 405, and the 505 for the 216. So the 32nd pick. I was shocked that was accepted. I mean, I had no idea that he would even.
Especially Manolo, who's famous for being tight. He's a famous, tight trader.
I think he's going to regret that when it comes up to the 316. He's like, oh my gosh.
Well,
I ended up taking Jatavian Sanders there.
That was a great pick. I was not that. I mean, who knows? But who else is catching balls in Carolina at the tight end position?
Right.
Tommy Tremble has not really done much.
No, nothing at all.
But when he does score, you're going to get a thrusting fist from me.
Jax wants to know how much did I pay him for that trade.
Yeah.
I gave him a across the ocean handy. That's all it was.
Hey, a Turkish handy? Isn't Manolo from Turkey? Oh, no, he's Denmark.
Yeah,
same thing, right?
Yeah, exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
Dude, let me say this. Let's talk about Manolo for a second, because he's a listener. He's been a listener since day one, and he's always threatened to join the Patreon. He's always been like, if there was ever one I'm going to join, it would be yours. Like, who says that?
Well, thanks,
Dude,
Manolo.
work over the Euros, Manolo. Let's do this, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 euros.
Who threatens to get into your Patreon? If I ever get into any of them, it'll be yours. Thanks. All right, Manolo. I mean, come on.
What a
Had him
compliment.
on the show, Hep. He's been a guest. He's awesome.
No.
He's probably the most famous Manolo that I know.
Yeah, he's the most famous Manolo I know. And he sends the second worst trades that I know. Second only to my co-host.
Second worst?
Yeah, only to you.
Get the hell out of here, man.
Larry and Manolo are notorious for their
I'm a Liger Town survivor. Get the fuck out of here. Did I just
Nice.
all of the people that deal with your trade offers are Liger Town survivors, all right? Let's be real.
Dude,
Larry
is
Town
Troy
survivor.
boycotting the fucking eliminator or what? I texted him personally. I sent him a personal text. Right, Justin? Did you see your phone?
Oh, I did.
I
What?
texted Troy to his direct phone number.
Oh, I don't. You didn't include me in that.
Sure, I did.
Okay. No.
What? You
Oh yeah.
kidding me?
Oh yeah, you did. You sure did.
What the fuck? Who says that, Hep? Come on. You didn't text me that. Oh yeah, you did.
So if you we have the 2 tiers in our Patreon, and if you're in the higher tier, you get the direct number. Or
You get our personal phone. Hey, that's right. Hey, perfect segue.
Yeah, actual phone numbers.
51 minutes into the show. Perfect segue.
Who knew Larry was going to use that to actually start harassing the patrons?
Hey, join the Patreon. We have a $3 tier and a $10 tier. The $10 tier gets you a t-shirt and our personal phone numbers where you can get a random text from me at any point in your life that will have like a gift attached to it or a GIF.
Where I can send you my shitty trade offers.
Well, yeah. No, I'm not gonna. No, listen. I'm a recluse when it comes to my trade offers. I don't like to speak about them. I like to just send them and get them and get the counters.
No, Larry, you like to send them and hope that nobody tells anybody else what you sent. That's what
This is my deal. Listen, I make a lot of deals, and the reason I do is because, I tap you on the shoulder. I'm not sending you some offer. I'm going to tap you on the shoulder first, and my tap on the shoulder. Sometimes you'll. It's funny how someone is such a dick when they get an offer that they're upset about. And it's like, dude, how about a counter if you're that upset about it? Oh, it's like
Larry learned to tap people on the shoulder in that little 6-month stint in prison.
Oh, listen, come on now.
Well, I'll tell you, last year I was in 2 of my dynasty leagues. I was competing, and I did some stupid shit. I traded A-Chain for Marvin Mims.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a terrible trade. But it was before he went off.
Right.
I don't know. It was dumb.
I'm
not a big running
after he
back.
went off.
And I traded. I got Tyreek in both leagues, but in both leagues I finished. I think I finished in second place in one and maybe third in the other. But yeah, traded a first, 24 first and a 24 second with Mark Andrews for Tyreek Hill and maybe Puku. There was something like that, but just shit. I'm not very good. I'm not very talented in the whole dynasty football bullshit game.
You know who isn't talented? Well, he probably is talented, but I have to tell you, I don't know if Dynasty Jax, who's in the chat right now, I don't know if him and the Madman are making out in the back seat behind in the parking lot of a TGI Fridays when no one else is allowed. We're looking because these two guys have been making trades left and right this entire draft, and I'm just why can't I get a piece of this? I don't get it.
It's probably the offers you send, Larry.
Dude, no. I've sent some competitive offers. I've got no counters. How about a counter? I will go if you tell me the Madman is in on this deal. I'm throwing in an extra second.
That's true, Keith. You've got to know that Larry will do what he can to beat. Leverage that. Leverage Madman's offer.
Anybody would. The
Where is
Madman's
Madman?
notorious for not returning. I'm surprised that he's even this active. That you're even hearing.
I don't know, but he killed that last trade. He traded 314.
Oh my God!
2/3 back.
Drive me crazy, Jax. I'm glad that you're finally on board with us, and we will teach you the ways to not, don't
Be stupid.
You will ignore. You'll have a track. You'll have the Dynasty Madman will have his tractor beam. He'll have his hooks in you, but you will have the hot sauce force field around you.
He's loading up on future picks from Madman. That's for sure. He is loading up.
I know, but still, I mean, God, I was so Hep is here listening to us talking about some other league, but
Jeremy's awesome.
Jax and the Dynasty Madman made like four or five deals in this draft. We're at pick 39. And it's just Jack's taking other picks. Now my whole thing was this is 16-team league, Hep. So with all the quarterbacks that were taken, it almost brings it down a round, So the players that were coming off the board in the early to mid second were like not bad at all. Like the whole second round was pretty good just because the quarterbacks kind of pushed that first round down a bit. Because in the 16-team league, Bo Nix went at the 109 and Penix went at 110. So you had 3/4 almost of your first round devoted to quarterbacks, which pushed everyone else down in a very deep draft in terms of just other positions.
Yeah, there were some position players that got pushed down for sure.
So I was really trying. Like I would have thrown. I mean, I was throwing first and seconds around.
Do you want to know what the overall Larry? Do you want to know what the overall haul is that Keith has got?
I would love it. I would love to hear this.
Okay, so he has traded the 112, the 115, the 214, and the 314, and a 2026 third. So he's traded.
Say that one more time.
The 112, the 112, the 115, the 214, and the 314. Okay.
He traded those away.
That's what he traded.
Okay.
And a 2026 third. He got a 2025 first. He got a 2026 first and second. He got a 2025 second, and he got 2 2026 thirds.
He wins, right?
Dude, he got so for the 112 and 115, basically, he got a 2025 and 2026 first and second.
Did Troy make his pick yet? Look at this guy. He's in the chat.
Hi, Troy.
Has he made his pick yet? That's a haul.
He's been on the clock. He's got 12 hours.
Go make your pick, Troy. People are trying to. That's a haul, though. That's a haul.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Well, it depends.
I hope
Madman picked up. He picked up at least two starters, and he has a pretty okay team at this point. Like Madman's doing a nice rebuild. Jax is doing it the right way, though.
Yeah, Jax is doing it the right way.
Because if you were at ground zero, Jax, you just got to keep picking up picks, Forget about anyone on your team. Anything that you have, you got to churn out. So, yeah, you're doing it the right way in a 16-team league. Super flex.
He got Trey Benson, so he didn't get a starter at 112.
He picked him. It was a running back too. I don't know.
And he got Lab McConkey at 115, which that's actually a nice.
That's the Madman's picking up those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I sniped. I took Brooks right before that. I think Madman was looking for Brooks.
Yeah, Brooks went early.
I took Brooks at the 111, dude. That wasn't early.
Yes, it was.
Brooks is not going at the 111 in that many drafts.
No, he's going later. He's going after Xavier Worthy and Brian Thomas.
Well, yeah.
Early.
I'm not. I don't. Here's the thing with Worthy, and I love Worthy.
You're going to upset me here, so I'm going to listen, but I'm going to get upset about you disparaging.
Well, first of all, Brooks without the ACL, he would be he was the RB1. He has great draft capital.
Yes.
It would have been it's
Not
just
fair.
the ACL knocked him down a couple of pegs, but still everyone tears that these days. And hey, listen, worthy of the Chiefs? Yeah, everything sounds good on paper with every single year with a wide receiver with the Chiefs. Every year. Sounds great with a wide receiver with the Chiefs. Oh, yeah. Great landing spot. Great. Man, I'm tired of rolling the dice on Worthy to the Chiefs. If he went anywhere else, I'd probably like him better, honestly. Because the Chiefs don't know how to draft a wide receiver. What do you think about that?
Where do you take
Alan, where do you stand on those two guys?
I did just select Worthy though, in an eliminator like 20 minutes, like an hour ago.
Well, he could be all right in eliminators. You want those yards. I'm curious where you're taking Brooks, like best ball, not dynasty, but
redraft best ball. Yeah.
I took Brooks in an eliminator also.
So
in fact, it might have been the same one I took Worthy. I'm going.
What range?
I like to have
before Ramondre.
I'm staying away from him.
Yeah. I don't know. I might take Ramondre because I don't know that Brooks is going to come right out of the gate and just play hard. Larry, we're talking about. I don't think you listened all the way, but we're talking about redraft best ball.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think I might lean toward Ramondre because you still have Chuba Hubbard there, so they're not going to like just throw him in, give him 15, 18 carries a week right out of the jump. You know, they're going to ease him in. I think.
Are they?
You think they're going to not with the guy who suffered a ACL on November the 11th?
I think he's going to be ready.
He'll be 10 months removed from the ACL when the season starts.
I mean, it's a great question. Ramondre Stevenson or Brooks? I mean, no one. See, here's the thing: they're both mystery boxes because it's a brand new team in New England. I don't know who's on the depth chart in New England. That'd be my first.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. Sure about that?
Yeah, nobody.
I mean, really, nobody. Hold on, I'm pulling up the depth chart real quick.
Kevin Falk. No?
Right. I mean.
He was a big weed smoker.
Gibson is there now. That's it. Antonio Gibson.
Oh, yeah. It was a big free agent pickup.
It wasn't a big free agent pickup, Larry.
Who knows what that offense is going to look like now?
Yeah.
How about Antonio Gibson as a sneaky?
Yeah. I said that last year.
Yeah. Well, how'd that work out for you?
Not very well. That was fat with Samaje Perine.
There was so much hype with Gibson last year.
There was.
It's still a lot to try and convert from wide receiver to running back. I don't care how athletic you are or whatever. It's a lot to do because it's completely different positions. Running back is not just hand him the ball and go. You know, I think wide receiver is an easier. Like if you were to switch from running back to wide receiver, it's easier than going the other way, in my opinion. But if you're a good receiver out of the backfield, you can learn to run routes better. There's so much with blitz pickups and things that wide receivers don't have to deal with that he does not get, so that he doesn't get on the field that much. Like you can be great.
I just told TH he's on the clock.
Larry's trying to get us on the clock.
Greg Kellogg with his pre-draft selection already made. Then it's Michael Luna with the 121st pick. Then it's our selection. I have Luna's direct number. I went and saw the Pittsburgh Steelers play the New York Jets in Pittsburgh with Michael Luna.
Nice.
Yeah.
He'll be direct lining him. Yeah.
I'm sending him a text now. And
so Alan, have you started doing best ball drafts yet?
I've done a couple.
Yeah.
I did a lot last year. It kind of FCE, the eliminator season's crazy. Like I start building leagues probably a month ago, and it's just been chaos. So my head can't handle more than like balancing home life and work and this stuff. So once we wrap up, I'll get more into it. Yeah.
Eliminator.
How about you guys?
I don't do best balls anymore.
No.
I did for a little while, and then I don't know. It wasn't my thing. I like to set lineups.
Well, my problem is what the fuck? My problem is my God.
I gotta go turn my Sonos off. Sorry.
Who are you talking to over there, man? So my problem is I like looking at my teams, and when I have too many best balls, I'm just looking at it's just too many teams to look at, and it drives me nuts.
Larry, you're not supposed to look at the.
I know, but I just have to. I like to tinker. I like to tinker. I'm a Tinkerbell. Does that come out?
I like the low maintenance.
Just as I would expect it from you, Larry. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I'm opposite. Like I have enough distractions in life. I don't like to have to screw with my roster, fuck with my roster. I just like to just let it ride.
Oh yeah, baby. We are 3 picks away. I feel like it's New Year's Eve right now.
Which draft is this, Larry? It's not your
hot sauce eliminator.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. We're ready.
Yeah, Larry's been.
Oh yeah, you are.
We got to make a live pick, our first round pick last week live, because we went on the clock about an hour before before the podcast. So we got.
Let's go.
I mean, we opened up the show last week with some eliminator settings and strategy talk.
I listened to that. Yeah, that was awesome.
We decided to go real heavy QB.
Should I just log in and make picks for these guys?
No, I know this guy.
TH might not even notice. It's fine.
We're in a few leagues with this guy who has one of my best friends of all time, Ike McNorman.
Oh shit! You have Greg Kellogg in your league.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's been on it, man. He's in the chat. Like
he pre-drafted.
He's like OG, right? Isn't he like an old Bob Harris, Scott Fish?
I believe that's right.
Old school dude.
I have no idea.
I think he is.
Kellogg?
Yeah, Gregory Kellogg. I think that's who that is.
Greg Kellogg follows you.
Yeah, because he's a fantasy sports writer. Like on his bio,
he must be a writer. He looks like he's some kind of writer.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah, he's an OG.
Yeah.
Well, I wish he said. You know what? He was talking about listening to our show, and I wanted him to listen to the Eliminator show, but I think he jumped into the draft show, and I did a half-ass edit on the draft show. I just fucking released.
Well, yeah, that one we just kind of throw out there. I will tell you, I had the opener on that one pop up, Larry, and of course it's you trying to get Cassidy to do it, and she's not having it at all.
No, it was terrible. It was terrible. Yeah, it was to bring her daughter to work day, and the same day as the NFL draft. So my 8-year-old daughter I brought her on the show. She didn't get to go into the city with her mom, so I brought her on the show for the first 30 minutes of the draft special, and it went as well as you could have expected.
Right.
She was happy.
She was
right. I mean, normally normally I meticulously go through the show and I get rid of all the, I make it flow so that it's like a legit perfect specimen. But for the draft show, normally I break into 4 episodes, but I'm flying by the seat of my pants in life right now. So I just this is the first year I just let it go. I just let it rip with the bumpers on. And it sucks because I like to clean it up. There's a lot of cleaning up to do when you do live stuff. And like tonight it's going to be a 1-hour show minimum. But I wish I had more time to mess with it. But these kids got me nuts, man. Like that softball is out of control. Soccer, like that's where I was last night. Justin had his 2-year-old son's birthday party. I was my daughter was pitching for the first time. It was like a big deal. It was like I was from 5 to, and I checked the eliminators. Like on average, every 15 minutes, I'm just like refreshing, just like
yeah.
Like once like 5:30 hits, when like family and life, family and sports like kind of take over. It's just I can't believe we timed out. It drives me nuts. I timed out on the eliminator one other time in the first round. I timed out of an eliminator in the first round, and I was just I just took the L in the chat. I took it. Took it like a
Yeah.
man. Yeah, that's how you have to do it. You owned it. I owned it. I own the L.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It was not the highlight of my fantasy career last night. I woke up and I was like, oh fuck.
Justin tried sleeping through tonight's show. Yeah. 3 picks to us. I don't know if that's going to go down or not, man, because we're.
Come on, Ike.
What do you think about Bo Nix? And so, listen, this 16 team is a big deal. I'm pissed that I didn't get my hands on Ladd McConkey at the 115, which in a 12 team is the 203. I mean, I guess that's kind of right around where he's going, but man, I'm a big fan of this guy. Justin, you're a Georgia guy. I mean, is Ladd McConkey the real deal? I know he's got some injury stuff. What's your take on this guy?
Dude's a route running machine. That's what he is. And he's more athletic than anybody thought he was going to be. So that's a good, when you're more athletic and you show it on tape, when you measure out that way, it gives you that jump, that boost. Like if he had been like the 4.58 guy or whatever that everybody thought that he was, then that's one thing. But the fact that his measurables reinforced the fact that he was getting open anytime he wanted in the college game. He's no Mecole Hardman. That's all I'm going to say. He's no Mecole Hardman.
Oh. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Ladd McConkey. I've just stuff I've read and seen. I like that they traded up for him. That's always a big deal. And I'm trying to get him a lot. I was trying to get him from Dynasty Jacks, and Madman just threw a fucking shit deal his way. Like I was so pissed. I was like, you kidding me, man? Because he threw I don't know. I have a pretty good team in this league. I feel like people are just like, his team is not as terrible as Madman's team. And those picks, the difference in those picks really make a difference. You see what I'm saying?
That was not a shit deal. Yeah, no, Larry, that is not a shit deal. He got a first and a second for the 115 and a third.
Oh.
And
I offered the same deal, so he was just figuring on, I guess, Madman's team being shittier than mine.
Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Given what Madman's has been and how he's given up all of his picks now.
So, what do you guys? What's the? Oh, man, go ahead. Hep's got a piss. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We can just run it. We'll just run our mouths, man. Let's take a pee break. This will be a dead air spot. I'll just cut right out. Snip, snip. Boom. No one ever knew.
No, I don't know. I'm lagging real bad over here.
All right. Let me try to fix it. I'm going to pee too. Let's all take a piss break. I have to pee too. Let's do it.
Hang out. I don't have to pee.
We'll go for another 15 or 20 and then call it quits, right?
Yeah.
You got to get to bed.
No, I have work to do.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You don't ever have to worry about that.
I guess that. So we're not live, or we are live?
We're only live with right now it's just Keith Jackson in the chat and Troy.
Oh, okay.
For a second. Troy pops in just to say hello and then heads to bed because he lives in Arizona, but he goes to bed at I swear 4:00 in the afternoon. And I think Jax is out in San Diego, or at least he was a couple years ago. I don't know if he's still out there.
And where's Larry's on the East Coast, right?
Yeah, he's New Jersey. You said you've been in Georgia. You said you've been in Georgia for about 10 years. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. You lived in Wyoming, and you said Pocatello as well. You lived in Idaho as well.
Yeah, we moved out of Wyoming when I was a freshman in high school to Idaho, and I lived in Utah for a decade, and then moved east
I got you.
for work. Yeah.
What do you do?
I am a wildland firefighter, essentially. I'm an analyst now, so I sit in front of the computer all day, but I grew up as a firefighter.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work out west with that. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah.
A buddy of mine, he lives in Virginia now. He's a firefighter there, but he got his start out in Yellowstone.
Oh, nice.
Yep, doing firefighting out there.
Cool. Good for
They
him.
do, they manage it a little different in the park than they do in forest lands and whatnot. Like, let it burn if it's not threatening anything.
Yeah. Park Service. I admire those guys. They do good things. I work for the Forest Service. It's like Park Service's DOI, Department of Interior, and we're the Department of Ag. But
right. Yeah, I'm familiar with the structure because I hunt and fish a lot. So
cool.
Yeah, so the structure of it is interesting, and the dynamics of how they manage things based on whether it's interior or ag, it's completely different.
It is. The cool thing about the South, though, is this Southerners more than anywhere in the U.S. know that fire's like natural. Trees need to burn. You need fire. It's like it needs to happen.
Drive burning here than anywhere else.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. Like if you look at the stat, just the Forest Service as an agency, if you look at the stats, like what the South burns compared to anywhere else is just like, it's crazy different.
Yeah, all right, now
I've done some like volunteer work, not a lot, but some volunteer work and some WMAs and stuff like that. And
nice.
They love to talk about how they're burning this area. I mean that helps with like bird pops and stuff like that. Like turkeys and pheasants and stuff. Yeah, it's a big deal for bird habitat.
Like if you think about it, every native species to the U.S. is dependent on fire in some form. Could be like lodgepole pine out west, could be 100 years, but in the South, it's every couple years.
Right. Yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Fire?
Yeah, we're talking about fire. That's Allan's background. He likes fire.
Oh yeah, a little pyromaniac. Nice, man. You ever light a? Yeah. I mean, we can go down the hole right now if you want, but because I got an imagination. I got a good one.
That's what the scary part of this conversation could be, Larry.
But I'd much rather talk about the league an MFL league, my home dynasty league. I successfully transitioned over to sleeper.
You guys are on deck.
And it was a huge undertaking. I mean, Ike McNorman did most of the legwork. Almost all the legwork.
You pawned it off on him, huh?
No.
Just like Bosch has pawned his stuff off on Allan.
He has no kids. How about that?
Well, he's got those 3 pugs.
He's got the pugs, but hey, dude, I'm telling you, dude, I can't do a damn thing. I got a 2-year-old. You don't even want to know. It's just.
I've been there, pal. I've been there.
Yes. So I made a deal during the dispersal. So so the home league before we transitioned to sleeper, we had a 4-team dispersal. 2 of the teams were playoff teams. 1 was the champion. So there's some decent players in this dispersal. It was the richest dispersal I've ever been a part of. And at one point, and it was 3 new managers and an existing GM through his team in the ring. No one really had picks except for the existing GM, who didn't really have any quarterbacks. But there's some sick quarterbacks in this draft. Anyway, at one point, there's 1 quarterback left, and it's Deshaun Watson. So I reach out to the guy that's on the clock, and I was like, "Yo, what do you want for this pick?" I had Swift. I was like, this guy. I have Diggs. I'm like, pal, package Diggs, whatever. Thinking like I'm taking Watson for this pick. So I throw out JSN, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take JSN for this pick." I can't remember what it was in the dispersal, like that it matters anyway. But who do you want? And I said, Watson. And and not only he was like, he thought I meant Christian Watson. Like he didn't even he wasn't even thinking Deshaun Watson. Like he thought I actually meant Christian Watson. That's how little of, and this dude is light at quarterback too. So for me, I'm getting a starting quarterback that was once great. I know it's been a ridiculous amount of time since, but still the starting QB, and he's going to be locked into one for a few more years. But hey, I got to share Watson, and I didn't need JSN at this point. What's he going to be? What's he going to be like? DK Metcalf. I mean, is it going to be JSN all of a sudden? What do you think? I'll ask the panel.
There you go. Ask the panel. I have no idea.
I still like JSN, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah. And DK is pretty young too, right? He's like 26, 27
right now.
Isn't Lockett still playing another year also?
Lockett,
but he's starting to fade. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that his game is on the downhill trajectory. This might be the year. I mean, we all were kind of hoping it would happen last year, but this might be the year that Lockett finally cedes playing time to another wide receiver, and hopefully it's JSN.
It's probably a good buy low right now for JSN. I think it is. I mean, he's not a hot commodity. If you're a believer, go for it.
I mean, who's their quarterback of the future? Gino? Is he the guy?
It's not Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Not only does Drew Lock have a horse cock, I think that he's actually going to be – I think he's going to unseat the starter in New York. Danny Dimes he's fucking balls, man.
Have you just completely forgot? This is like the Mitch Trubisky thing. Like people thought that he was going to end up being a starter somewhere.
In Pittsburgh?
Yeah, because he disappeared for a while. And people forgot how awful he was. Drew Lock is garbage, hot garbage, flaming garbage.
Yeah,
may not be any better, but he's got the contract.
Oh, here it is. I was trying to think. There's this dude that's playing Eliminators, and he just made a pick, or he just tweeted something. So I am seeing it.
How about that? Locked into the fucking FC Eliminators, real time, right here, right?
Okay, this is this dude's username, Poop Butt 69.
Yeah.
MD PhD. Have you seen that handle?
When did you come up with that one?
It's not me. It's somebody. He's drafted in Mike Wright's. He's been in probably a dozen, maybe eliminators, but nice. Yeah, Poop Butt 69.
I thought about getting into Mike Wright's eliminator. The only reason I get into eliminators, Hep, is to get them. It's a direct connection to a potential guest.
Yeah, for sure.
We've had some great guests on the show as a result of the eliminators.
Didn't you? I remember you networking. Was it Florio last year, or was it Fabiano?
Well, Fabiano, yeah.
I remember
Florio.
that.
I'm in the Florio one. I have yet to pop the question.
You will.
Oh, I will.
You will. There's zero shame in Larry's game.
I already went after what was it?
Levitan,
right? Yeah. Not knowing anything about him. Justin was like, "Dude, he just does DFS."
Yeah,
it'll be fun to have him on before the season.
Levitan pods for years now.
Yeah, I remember seeing that now. He's like, I don't do much Dynasty, but yeah.
So you're in on all these chats. You're like,
dude. I have created
with the dude that hung out in the hotel attic.
Oh no,
spied on everybody.
Oh, no.
You're that guy.
We legit have 100 and
your phone's blowing up like
all fucking day.
Luna.
Oh, dude.
Are muted.
It's insane. We have 181 MFLs right now running. Nice. And I'm in every one of those DMs.
Oh,
dude, that's amazing. How do you even scroll through that?
I don't.
Yeah, you don't. Just mute those conversations.
Okay, hold on. There's got to be this. Which there has to be. This must be a no-brainer for you. Which one have you been in the most?
In the chat, Cooter Doodle.
The Cooter Doodle one? She's got a few, right?
Yeah, her chat from 3 years ago is still active.
Nice.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a great guest. She inspired
She's awesome.
she inspired our SFB roast that we do every year, an annual
Oh,
show.
nice.
She it was really indirect. Her kid got sick. She was supposed to come on, and we needed a last minute idea.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, let's roast some
It's
people
fucking-
because I like watching actual roasts, and I was like, this could work really well. So now we do an annual SFB roast.
Yeah, we have Scott Connor and Shane Manila. This is before they got famous, and they're stuck with us now. Yeah, but and many other random guests that come through if they want to take part. The SFB roast is a classic show that's always one of our best shows of the year, honestly, because everyone's so you know how it is. Everyone's like SFB. Woohoo! Yeah,
totally.
You're awesome. You're awesome.
Your team is great.
You're awesome. What a great
Bring 'em
team!
down.
What a great team! That's a great team. Great pick. And we're just like that pick sucked. Fuck that pick. That team fucking sucks. What were they thinking? Tune into the SFB. Dude, yeah, it's one of our most listened to episodes
Larry,
every single year, man. The SFB roast. Tune in. We got to start promoting that. It's coming up,
text,
right?
Larry.
You should hop on the Podathon and do a roast towards.
Dude, we're fucking
Have you
legends.
done the
on
Podathon?
Are you kidding me? We're SFB Podathon legends.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? When are you not tuning in? Hep,
I tune
we've been
in.
on every time zone. There's every single year we're on a different time zone. It's go watch watch last year's, right, Justin? With Outhouse, our Outhouse jokes. We went into the fucking Podathon with Outhouse jokes for Outhouse. Dude, I can't believe you've never heard of the hot sauce on the Podathon.
Well, I guess I was more focused on the roast than you hosting on the Podathon.
Oh well, no, we've never hosted the Podathon. We were just guests.
Well, guesting the Podathon.
Yeah. No, we've had we are it's funny. We got on the Podathon 2 weeks. First of all, the Podathon was a few years back when the Podathon was just
babies.
Not what it is now. And I was like, Sal, can we get on the Podathon? We were 2 weeks in to the hot sauce pod. And he was like, yeah, we love getting new guys on, and we're just like, fuck it. We tore it up. In fact, when we did the Podathon, we were there was 4 of us. The Dynasty Hot Sauce pod started out as a foursome.
Yeah, with Jeremy, right?
Oh, no. There's just 2 other guys. And when we booked the Podathon, it was the 4 of us. When we did the Podathon, our very first Podathon, it was just me and Justin, and we haven't looked back ever since.
Nice.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy time. We were brand new, and we wore wigs. It was fucking 2 or 3 in the morning. I love how Justin hasn't even fucking dipped back in yet. This is amazing. He's really having some Mississippi difficulties. Have you ever been to Mississippi?
Yeah, man. A few times.
How far?
How
far away from Georgia?
It's not that far, 7 hours to get to central Mississippi.
That's fucking far, dude. 7 hours. I'm not driving 7 hours if I don't have to.
It's so funny. People on the East Coast, a few hour drive is a lot. But if you grew up out west, shit, I remember driving from Pocatello down to Tucson to see my grandparents every summer. And it's 18-hour drive. And it was
fuck
nothing.
Sounds like a fucking country song, man.
7 hours is not a far drive. It does sound like a country song.
7 hours is a piece of cake.
Oh.
That's like birthday cake for Justin right there.
7 hours is a day drive to go.
Not an ice cream cake though.
Not an ice cream cake. Unless you got dried ice.
A refrigerator truck.
I drove 7 hours last Monday for work. 3.5 there, 3.5 back. No big deal.
Are you working the fucking clutch? Are you driving like a truck with a fucking clank gear shifter?
Man, I'm too lazy for all that shit.
Did you guys watch that movie where that dude drives the John Green tractor from his little small town in like Ohio to Wisconsin. It's like a drama, kind of. It's kind of boring, but
It
it's kind of
sounds
interesting.
awful.
What's that on
Yeah,
Hallmark?
he just drives, and he just
Hallmark channel.
no, it's I got like a pirate movie channel, if you will, Plex. I got somebody's server on Plex, but
we'll have
Yeah.
to delete this part right here for
I
Alan.
Yeah.
don't get that Playboy shit, man. I'm not one of
It's-
those
it's-
perverts like
it's
those.
cool though because it's this old dude. He's really old, and his mission is to drive up to Wisconsin to see his brother that he's like estranged from. But along the way, he's got to like stop and camp out, and he literally is driving this John Green tractor, and he stops, builds a campfire, and he just he shares these inspirational stories with his people he meets along the way.
Is this a reality show or
No, it's a stupid movie. Don't watch it. Never mind.
a movie or a series?
Fuck me. Ignore it. Never mind.
Look, I've watched a lot of people on tractors, and I've never been intrigued by them to watch them on the television too. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Have we talked about who Hep's main guy in the FC Eliminator is? Like, do you have a guy you have to have in every single Eliminator, or you end up getting it anyway? Is a guy that you end up getting. You're like, yeah, here he goes again.
The first draft. So Mike Beers is he's a popular FCE. His Mike Beers, right? Beers Water.
Yeah.
He was in. You know what? I was in an SFB.
Yeah,
Like in a division with him.
That's how I know that name. Yeah, I was in an SFB league with him.
He's a analytics dude. He builds charts, and his FCE fills up really fast, and it's always the same. For the most part, the same dudes. But I was
you're so fucking locked in to every single eliminator. That's super cool, man.
Whatever. But I was like so distracted by building all these leagues, I didn't pay attention. I knew the scoring was kind of fucked up, chaotic.
Yeah, thanks.
So I had the 101 in Beers, and I drafted JJ McCarthy.
Oh, interesting. You like all those picks? You like the picks?
No,
or you just love that Sam Darnold's going to fucking keep him on the bench, and you just fucking wasted fucking.
No, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I think I screwed it up because now there's like some ADP out there, and there's like there's people that have taken Mike Clay's projections and projected out those projections with FCE scoring.
Right.
He has.
So you can get your hands on
scoring. He put eliminator scoring projections out.
No, people took those. What he's saying is people took those projections and then plugged it into the FCE scoring to figure out what they would be scoring. So because everybody loves Mike Clay's projections.
Well, why is Mike? Who the hell? I mean, Mike Clay is just another guy that is ranked.
He is.
Yeah,
he's just another guy for sure.
A lot of work out there, though.
Tons of work. I used to use like on normal years. I love John Paulson at 4 for 4. He does. I mean, he lays out like first downs. He lays out. I mean, he gives you really good projections. That's why FCE is cool, is because you get points for first downs. You get. I mean, there's not a lot of analysts that are popular that you can just grab their data and create some. You can put it in a spreadsheet and upload it into MFL to help you build a
draft. Larry, you know what you need to do right now? You need to pick up that phone and text Mr. Luna.
I did already.
Oh, okay.
I said, okay.
Let's go, Michael.
I said you're picking next. You are
on the clock.
I'm going to say biatch again. Biatch. Biatch. Yeah.
So, what are you guys' thoughts on this whole scoring fiasco?
I'm fine with it. Well, I'm okay with it. Whatever, man. I don't listen. I love. This was my question. I forgot, and now I just remembered it, so I can ask it now. How many people have taken the defense so far?
I don't know. I'd have to run the numbers, but probably too many. I think the answer is too many.
you take
Every
one
single one, that
defense,
was
you
too
take
many.
too many defenses. We looked at
Yeah.
this last week, and defense is the best defense, scored like negative 91 points in this last year.
And the tough thing is the regulars, like we remember a couple, was it 3 years ago, defenses, you could draft 17 defenses and probably win your eliminator.
Yes, we talked about it on last week's episode. And then there was the we realized in the middle of drafting, we're like, oh wait, you could draft 3 quarterbacks. Holy shit. So now we're reaching for quarterbacks to fill the 3 QB slots. That was our strategy we talked about in last week's episode when we covered the FC Eliminator league settings.
It's still
we can still get in them, right? Aren't there existing eliminators you can get in right now? Or what?
Oh yeah. Yeah, go sign up. I'll pull it up right now. We're running out though. I think we've got 8 left.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I'm so ready to be done.
Yes, right.
Look, my dog just ran to her computer to go sign up.
That's right. Tap dancing all the way.
Yeah. We've got 7 left. There's Dwight Peebles.
People's Champ.
The People's Champ.
People's Champ. He's running a college eliminator, so you draft college players. He runs it on Fan Tracks.
That's amazing. And it's a college season you have to pay attention to?
Yeah. Wow. It's awesome. Jake Anderson, who's a AV maker, he's one of the co-creators of the AV makers.
You want to know who else he is? He's the sole creator of the Dynasty Hot Sauce podcast logo.
Yeah.
Jake Anderson created the Hot Sauce logo.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Our current logo is from Jake Anderson. Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, he's awesome.
What else you got?
And he's a semi-pro golfer or professional golfer. Do you guys know? Doesn't matter.
Nah.
And then Shane Swagger.
Oh, Swag.
You guys know?
He rejected one of his fucking shit trades. He just tried to fucking send me.
Swag 000.
like literally today.
He plays in this Super Flexing in the Mirror. Who Jeremy Run DMC Run. And that's not Run DMC anymore, isn't it? It's Dynasty. What's Jeremy's Twitter?
Madman?
The Madman.
Yeah, the Madman. Yeah.
The Dynasty Madman.
Yeah, it's a league with Shane and.
Why does Jack keep saying share? What's Jack's one looking for? What is this motherfucker saying? Share. He's like I feel like he's trying to.
Oh, share my screen?
He's trying to hypnotize us. What's he talking about?
Dude, you guys ever turn 50 and all of a sudden you got to like...
Jax is on crack. Look at this. The shit trade he wants to see.
Share the shit trade from Swag.
Oh, he's talking to me. Are you talking to me, Jax?
He wants you to put Swags on blast, apparently.
Oh, Swag's shit trade? Oh,
just drop it in the Patreon.
Yeah. Let me find it. It's not in the HQ1 league. Although I could find it. I could easily find a shit trade from Swags in the HQ1 league. It's just from the Superflex Army trade. Superflex Army league. That's the shit trade that I'm speaking of. That he always sends me. He had Swift over Gibbs, or that was his fucking. Yeah, Max, good buddy. Love to make fun of him too, because that's what we do with our good buddies. Right? We make fun of them, right? Yes or no?
That's exactly what we do. All right, so Larry, we can talk about our pick before we're on the
call. Yeah. What are the chances, right? Luna's going to snipe us. Probably minimal.
Yeah.
In the 7th round.
122nd pick. And this is what we have to do as our best bet is to just drop down from the player research tab, go right to top performers, sort.
It's going to be littered with kickers.
By free agents and bam.
It's littered with kickers and punters.
You're right.
It's crazy.
But guess what? This is what you also have to pay attention to. You got to look at the guys that have missed games. And then you eyeball the average.
Hey, you get average
they're
points.
putting out. Maybe throw in like Dave Montgomery right now. Look at him. He missed 3 games. Like we're looking at everybody's fucking game average, right? He missed 3 games.
And you gotta scroll up at who's been taken. Is anybody taking kickers and punters yet?
No.
If they're still taking wide receivers, then you got to weigh that in.
Yeah, and you always be able to grab. I say that a bunch of kickers and punters, but once the run starts, it could get ugly.
Yeah,
I'd rather have personally. I'd rather
have
have
a guy like a David Montgomery who missed 3 games. Add 15 points. Add what's that? 40.
All you have to do is look
points.
average. Larry, you're trying to complicate the shit out of this. Just go to average points and don't worry about it.
No, you can't put average points because then you get the fucking Joe Flacco's and all the rubbish.
Well, you can scroll past those guys. You can scroll past the names that don't matter, like all those QBs.
Well, guess what? We're talking Brett Maher, the Rams place here, the former Cowboy.
But you get to Mike Williams. Your new favorite wide receiver.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you use like a Brett Maher, Rams kicker. No, he only kicked for 7 weeks and he never played again.
No, I think you have to look at the balance of point per game and year to date.
You think Mike Williams is a steal? Mike Williams might be a steal.
No. We are not drafting Mike Williams with a 40-year-old quarterback and Garrett Wilson already.
Not in this format.
Okay. So what do you think about David Montgomery?
I think I'd rather take Nick Chubb if it was me, but that's just me.
Oh, fuck that. I'm not touching Nick Chubb with a 10-foot pole. That's the reason the last eliminator I got in with you was fucking tanked.
Well, why do I want to back up running back? Why do I want to back up running back?
Why do you want a guy that just wrecked his knee?
I said I would rather have.
First of all, tanked out. Zach Moss is there. No, how about this? What I meant to say is, how about Devin Singletary? Who else is running the ball
Is he going to get points? Is he going to score points?
Is he even done? Yeah. Well, who else is going to? Who's the main? Eric Gray is the RB2,
or Tyrone Tracy or whatever his name is.
Dude, Tyrone. Look at Tyrone Tracy's draft capital. It was
round.
like a 6th rounder. Get out of here. They think he's not the Pacheco.
I don't know. I really don't know which direction to go here because it's so ugly after. I mean, like we could go a Godwin, but I don't feel great about that. I mean, I don't love David Montgomery. He faded the second half of last year. He had some huge games early on, and then Gibbs earned more of a share of that backfield, and after that, from like weeks 12 through 17, he averaged like 12.5 points a game. I don't love that.
Well, he was clearly banged up.
He was clearly the backup.
No, you're right. And Gibbs will obviously take another step.
I mean, he basically all he did was rush. He didn't have any targets. I mean, it was like such a minimal role in the passing game.
I mean, the Patriots are going to suck. What about this Bryce Barringer punter guy?
I'd rather take a place kicker than a punter.
I like that. It's almost worth it to take a high. I mean, like a Justin Tucker.
We'll see.
Justin Tucker is the highest ranked, highest average
ADP guy, not points scored though. The problem is if Lamar stays healthy, then Tucker doesn't get as many opportunities because they scored touchdowns.
Well, Jackson was healthy last year. This is
I know, and Tucker wasn't all that great.
Well, he's the highest scoring kicker from last year.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
Matt Gay, Jason Myers, Brandon McManus.
All I see is I know Gay is gone.
You want field goal kickers that just like every player, you want them on the field. You want them missing field goals. You want them.
It's like anything you get up there. Like anytime they're on the field, though, they're scoring points. That's the thing about the quarter. The same thing with the quarterbacks. Anything they do scores points. Interception, points. Touchdown, points. Yards, points. Fumbles, points.
I just did a deal with Swags, actually. May 1st, I traded him the 111, and he took Michael Penix. What do you guys think about that one?
I'd rather have Penix. I'm getting on board with Penix
The 25 first.
Yeah, as like a long-term investment.
You're all in, babe. Look at you, the Falcons fan. Yeah,
I'm looking at it like
perfect.
I'm getting at it like I'm getting a 2026 first.
Look at that. Look at you. This is funny. This is awesome.
You're not listening. You're talking too much and not listening.
Sorry.
What did I just say, Larry?
I have no idea.
I said I'm looking at like I'm getting a 2026 first.
Yes. If there was a multiple choice, I would have totally picked that one for sure.
Because that's what you're gonna like. The value is going to leap in 2026. And so if you can afford to stash him, that's basically turning the 111 into a 2026 first.
Swag's a middling team, so I figure this is going to be a middling 25 first, and I'd rather have that than Michael Penix. And clearly, if Penix turns into an erect Penix, I would think that would be a positive, right? Hep?
Yes.
Penix.
Everyone would love to see Penix stand up tall.
No one other than Mo Cox would prefer.
Even your cousins would like to see Penix stand up tall.
You know how many shares of Penix Mo Cox has?
Damn it!
Matt
Gay is not off the board.
What
are you talking about? Matt Gay is off the board. He's not.
What pisses me off is that I shouldn't have traded Swags Penix. I should have taken Jonathan Brooks. I'm all over Jonathan Brooks at the 111.
Man, that ACL terrifies me.
Come on, who doesn't tear their ACL?
I remember he was not getting a pro rehab situation. He was rehabbing at the college level. He didn't have the same facilities. It changes things, Larry. It changes things. He did not have the same resources that a pro player has.
Okay, it's nice for you to say that, but has that been confirmed? Maybe he invested his own time into those kind of resources. You don't know this. You don't know that he just like subjected himself to the the guy that lives across the street from the college, like working on his fucking hamstrings, right?
I think if you trade for Penix, you have to sit on him. Like you cannot trade him because his value is going to increase. It might take 3 years. But his value is going to increase. So you're not going to you can't give up on him. You got to stick to your morals and suck it up and be done. Unless you get an awesome offer, then.
Yeah, you got to ride it out. Yeah.
I feel like it has to do with where your team's at. It's all about where your team's at. If you have the time to let this guy marinate, then. Like if you have the team to let this guy marinate, I should say, then
that's the key right there.
Yeah.
Like if you can afford to just let him sit on your roster, that is the key.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've some. Do you have any rookie draft regrets now that it's May 14th? I know it's still rookie draft season, but I know that we've all had a few go off already. I'm looking at
traded.
The one I was just talking about before, and yeah, I wish I would have made a couple of different selections.
All right, so what were you gonna say there? Yep.
I was gonna say this is last year, but I traded fucking A-Chain for Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I hate myself for that trade. It was probably one of the worst trades you'll ever see.
Is Mims still on the roster, Broncos roster?
Yes, he's still on the roster.
So you still.
He's probably the wide receiver 2 there because Troy Franklin sucks.
There's nobody on Denver. Who else is going to step in? They clearly like Mims if they got rid of Judy. Mims is wide receiver 2, yes?
Yeah, but it still doesn't make you feel better about trading A-Chain.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it like Larry's trying to. That's awful.
I'm not an A-Chain guy, so
you don't have to be an A-Chain.
I was drunk. I was really drunk. I just traded for Tyreek Hill. I traded for Puka. I had this awesome plan, and then I traded A-Chain for. It was just like the whole it just all coupled to be terrible. Terrible.
One move too many. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was. I should have been done. Log off.
Yeah, they had that trade fever going on.
Yeah.
If you ever go on Trade Addicts, you'll know, and they do an interview. Have you listened to Trade Addicts?
Yeah.
Without House and the Rocky, they do the
Yep.
interview, and it's like, what's your worst and best and worst trades? At least you have your answer for that one, for the worst trade. It's already you don't have to look it up.
Nope.
Larry would have like, I don't know, 30 or 40 to choose from. So
He's got chapters.
actually, we both know what his worst trade was. It involves
Ooh.
Jalen Rager.
Yeah. Well, hey.
Was it Terry McLaurin for Jalen Rager? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Oh.
In the middle of a playoff run, he traded for Jalen Rager.
Well, you know what? I had some last minute injuries. This is a 16-team league, and this was the first time I realized that you had to start. It was 3 wide receiver, like mandatory 3 wide receiver start.
You don't have to rehash it all the way, Larry. It's
Whatever,
fine.
man. Whatever. So I had to make a knee-jerk reaction. Rager just had a decent game. There were a couple of other rookie wide receivers that had just fucking blown up, and I was like, I rolled the dice. I'm like, this must be Rager's week. This could be his week, and he just fucking took a shit.
He had like a 1 for 17 or something like that.
Yeah,
it was bad.
So it ruined my repeat championship in the 16-teamer.
And started his path down a rebuild.
Ouch.
And that, guess what? That's what you have to do in a 16-teamer. You gotta get
Do
the rebuild while it's hot. And now I'm back in business. I'm back. So we'll have something to talk about hopefully this season. Because now Justin's kind of in that kind of rebuild phase now. So we can root for my team. Right?
Yeah, I'm just stuck in that tween phase because I don't have much beyond my quarterbacks. And I don't want to trade Mahomes and Hurts unless I get a haul. I tried to get a haul and I couldn't get it done.
I think you could make a deal with Senra Says.
I don't even know what Simra has on his roster. I'm not pulling it up right now, but it has to be a haul for me to trade one of those 2 guys.
Yeah, he has
in a 16 team. Because those 2 guys right there are going to give you 70 or 80 points every week. It's crazy in the scoring.
All right.
Another shitty trade I made. It was in Jeremy's super flexing in the mirror. I think it's a 12 team, but I traded CMC and Brock Purdy for the 101 last year, which was Bijan. And
Purdy and who?
Purdy and CMC.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
What else did you get?
I think that was essentially it. There might have been some other pieces, but
oh no,
I'm kind of. I don't know. It depends. I mean, if
Caleb, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. Purdy worked out.
Purdy didn't work out this year. It didn't work out last year.
My quarterbacks were Lamar and Hurts, so I was good at QB, but
it could easily work out this year. You don't know. It didn't work out last year, but it could work out this year. You don't know.
That's what the deal with trades are. Purdy, oh my gosh, it didn't work out because Purdy worked out. If Purdy turns out, then it's a fine trade. But the fact that you got, like, Bijan and Purdy are probably drafted in the same place in Dynasty at this point.
Yeah, but if the trade could be not a good trade the other way, if the other guys get injured.
Well, if you go 2 years down the road on any trade, sure, but by now you could have made another deal.
You can't really evaluate a trade.
If you can't evaluate a trade a year after it happened, then you're trying to sugarcoat things. I'm not doing it. It was a bad trade.
It wasn't a good trade. I lost in the championship.
Well, that's
Did you lose to CMC and Purdy?
No, I lost to I think it was I got to look it up.
At least that didn't come to bite you in the ass because, man, CMC was so good last year for everybody.
Wow. Yeah, I sold a year or two soon.
I sold CMC in that 16-team league on the way to a championship because he was hurt, and it worked. But, man, it hurts to see him scoring all those points the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And
so hold on a second here. You going Godwin, Deontay Johnson, David Montgomery, or Devin Singletary? I mean, I've talked about half of these guys as guys I like.
I want nothing to do with Deontay Johnson this year.
Okay.
Because Bryce Young is a dumpster fire.
And he already has a connection with Thielen.
I don't know. I don't even think that matters because Thielen wasn't good last year either. So just Bryce Young is not good. I don't want to be tied
How
to it.
about Calvin Ridley to the Titans?
With Hopkins and who else did they just bring in?
How far away do you live from Nashville?
Who? Me?
You. Yeah.
I'm like 6.5, 7 hours. Hep's closer. Hep, how far are you from Nashville?
Probably about the same. Little closer, maybe an hour closer.
Yeah, I was thinking like 5 hours or so. I don't know for sure. Though.
I'm thinking if.
What are you trying to go party?
Me and my brother-in-law are talking about it. This is the guy I go on Jets road trips with, and we're talking about going to the Nashville, the Titans Jets game.
Mm.
In Nashville.
I went to the Music City Bowl just a couple years ago.
Did you paint your face?
No, because I was there to watch Purdue and Tennessee, and I was not in the crowd that needed their face painted.
How about Hep? Hep, you ever paint your chest or your face?
No.
No, the kids from Wyoming. They don't do that shit out there.
Dude. When are we ever going to find someone that did this? You're the only person. You're the only person.
You need to find someone from the South who's into college football.
Do you think him painted his face?
No. Well, maybe. Maybe you went to an LSU game painted up. That's a possibility.
We have to get him and her back on the show once and for all.
Is him from the South?
They're from
New Orleans.
They're big LSU and Saints people.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Nice.
In the listener league, if you want to play with him and her, folks, we're looking for that orphan, baby.
If you want to play with him and her, join the listener league.
Yes.
Where you can tell us all about your fantasy.
I'm in another league with him, and he just sent me a shitty trade. You want to hear it? I can get it up.
Is this the Hogs League or what?
It's the Hogs. Well, actually, it's not a terrible trade, but I mean, I did have to think about it for a second.
Jax wants to know what I want for Mahomes or Hurts. Well, Jax, I tried to trade you for the 101 and some more. That's what I wanted. Damn it. And didn't get a counter.
Oh, Jax wants in. Jax did not know that he could be wheeling and dealing with us. Instead, he's playing footsie with fucking Madman. Come on, Jax. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Oh, I got a trade offer here. Kyron Williams. Oh, wait. No, he rejected it. Never mind.
Oh, boy.
Womp womp.
We're going to have to wrap it up soon. I have to go outside and move some stuff around because my dirt work guy is going to be coming when the weather permits, which is probably today or tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday.
All right. Well, we can wrap it up, man. Let's wrap it up.
We're not going to make a live pick. That's just not happening. Your boy Michael is ignoring us.
Well,
he's a cheat.
Let's talk about Allan H at FF_Hep. Sometimes he has to take a leak. Sometimes he out in Georgia. He'll buck the system.
He might have gone right outside the door there and just peed in the woods. I don't know.
He'll stick it to the man. He'll eat Chick-fil-A on Sunday, right?
Chick-fil-A. No, he won't eat Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
Oh, he won't. And maybe if he's seen a Falcons game, he will not. But maybe he'll buy it the day before and they'll stick it to the man and eat that on a Sunday. Lagertown Survivor. God dang nabbit. Dadgummit. The FC Eliminator.
That's really the big deal. We can lead with the coordinator of the FCE Eliminators.
Let's hear it for him. Hip, hip, hooray!
I think it's hep, hep, hooray.
Hip, hip,
really
hooray!
You really missed it.
I'll just give it out to the crew, the Eliminator crew.
He's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny.
FF_Hep.
Let the man speak.
Which nobody can deny. Oh,
yeah,
give praise.
Come sign up for an Eliminator.
Oh my God.
FantasyCares.org. Hat tip, like sincerely, hat tip to the crew, the gang, every year joining Eliminators with no prize on the horizon other than having a good time, drafting against comrades, and donating cash to Fantasy Cares. It's all about the crowd joining and playing.
It's easy. Who doesn't want to draft in May? Who doesn't?
I know that's the best part is that you get your draft fix on a basically a no risk because you're not risking anything. You're just donating.
You're just donating some bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. $10 here, $10 here.
Yeah.
Hey man, we love raising money. We're a podcast that loves to raise the cash. We've had some great demonstrations in the past. But it's time to go.
Do we have the hot sauce on for 3 FCEs next year?
Listen, we've always been open for 3 FCEs, but Bosch is never. He's been on the show a handful of times. He still doesn't take us seriously. He's not going to let it ride, right, Justin?
Well, that's because he's watched us on the Podathon.
Oh, get out of here! Well, that should let him know that we mean business. Maybe Hep needs to go check out the YouTube of our last performance on the Podathon.
Okay.
Sal Lito did not. We were disrespected by Sal. He did not join us during our segment.
Yeah, that was messed up. Sal ditched us.
Yeah, so
I got to go on break. Here come the hot sauce guys.
We just started doing a chant, when we were just ripping them in a chant. I don't even know what we were saying, right? We were like, Sal.
It was last year when he came back on eating his.
Anyway, yeah, we started yelling his name and he jumped on.
I don't have any clout with Sal, but I'll definitely tell him he's a punk ass.
How about this? Well, Sal will be coming on soon, and he knows already he's a punk ass. He doesn't. I mean, it's fun to remind him, but he knows already. What? I've been in contact with Ryan McDowell. I've been in contact with Bosch. I have not been in contact with Scott Fish. We'd like to give away a couple of spots to the Fishbowl. And
we've been doing a spot or two.
Right. So if you get in touch with Scott, and he's been on the show a couple of times too. I know how busy he is. Tell him to respond to my DMs, or else I'm gonna.
Well,
I'm gonna go to Minnesota. And I'm gonna play. It's not gonna be Duck Duck Goose. It's gonna be what's the other game they play out there?
Tic Tac Toe.
No,
I don't know where he's going. This one.
Red Rover.
No, it's not. It's not Duck Duck Goose. It's like, oh my God, you're killing
7
me.
Up. Heads Up, 7 Up.
I'm in Minnesota.
Yeah, I don't know. Heads Up, 7 Up is the other one that I don't know what the hell the lady's talking about.
Remember playing that in elementary school?
Hell yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, Duck Duck Ray Duck. People in Minnesota call
Duck Duck Radar.
Duck Duck Ray Duck.
Radon?
A PC version of Duck Duck Goose? You can't insult Goose.
No. Why do Minnesotans say Duck Duck Gray Duck? You want to know?
Yes.
Oh, Gray Duck.
Gray, like color gray?
Yeah.
All right, so what's
this?
Yeah. We're sitting on pins and needles here.
Okay. Well, here it is. You want to know the truth?
For the third time, yes.
Duck Duck Ray Duck. Minnesota is the only state that uses Duck Duck Ray Duck, and it had to do with a guy named Christopher Pollard. So he was dubbed Duck Duck Ray Duck. He was a Duck Duck Ray Duck expert in 2014 after he published a map showing Minnesota to be unique in what it calls the game. The map went viral after it was picked by BuzzFeed, and it started controversial Minnesotans and non-Minnesotans didn't even know that they needed to have. It's Scandinavian in origin, he said of Duck Duck Ray Duck.
Is there a short story version of this, Larry?
He later
TLDR.
learned that there are several versions of this game, but there are two in particular that come from Sweden. One called Anka Gas, which translates into Duck Duck Goose.
Goose, right?
And there's another called Anka, which translates into Duck Duck Ray Duck. He believes the Swedes with that version likely made their way to Minnesota. This guy admits that the story could simply be folklore, but he chooses to believe it. The Minnesota version likely persevered because Minnesotans take pride in being different, right? It's self-evident about the Minnesotans that we know, clearly. They play a really unique version of a game that many enjoy around the world. We should celebrate that. Duck Duck Goose or Duck Duck Gray Duck? Where you guys stand on this? And then we'll hit the road.
It's Goose, damn it. It's fucking Goose.
I feel like Hep is leaning towards the duck here.
No, it's all Goose.
It's all Goose, baby.
It's the goose. It's the goose. Justin loves a goose, baby. Here we go. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening to the Dynasty Hot Sauce Podcast.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Larry Monkey and Justin Rogers talking Dynasty football, baby.